Okay, yesterday what we discussed about SRM architecture. Rao and Balaji, are you available? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. This is Rao.
Okay. Yeah, Balaji. Okay, yesterday we discussed about the SRM architecture. It can be integrated to the SAP and non-SAP systems, and it is integrated with the SAP Enterprise Portal for user interface purpose. Okay, SAP point of view, it can be integrated for integration of SAP SAP FI, and like planning systems, and it is also integrated with the SAP SUS, supplier self-services. In addition to that, if we want to have a catalog related one, it can be integrated to the SRM MDM catalogs, third-party catalogs, and it can be integrated to the punch-out catalogs also, non-SAP related like punch-out catalogs. And it can be integrated to the SAP Sourcing 7, which is a new product, and it can be integrated to the BW system also. Here we have a BW. Okay, it can be integrated to the BW system for reports purpose, because SRM is not much flexible for reporting related programs. That's the reason, right? Whenever you go to the project, there may be a BW system which is integrated to the SRM system. Next one, we discussed about what type of communication is there. Type of communications means we discussed about the RFC communication, ALE communication, and PI. These three types of communications are used to integrate from SAP to SRM to SAP or SRM to non-SAP systems. And in addition to that, SAP provided a standard interfaces for catalog purpose OCI, and for material master data purpose we have a CRM middleware settings. And we discussed about the SRM purchasing and what is the SAP purchasing, what terminology we are using in the SRM purchasing and SAP purchasing. In SAP SRM purchasing, we have a purchase shopping cart. Here we have a purchase requisition. And RFQ, RFX, we have here RFQ, award, bid, purchase order creation, confirmation, goods receipt here, and invoice verification. Once the invoice verification is done, next level is it goes to the payment. That only can be done in the SAP FI system. Next one, we had a like what type of contracts are available. Central contracts, local contracts, and global outline agreement, which we will discuss later. And next one is there is a ECC enhancement factor. There is a lot of there is a difference for communication purpose. Whenever we activate the ECC 6 with enhancement factor, there is a difference in communication, and new functionality available with ECC 6 with enhancement factor. When we will discuss that one. Okay, next level is we went into the implementation scenarios. Implementation scenarios, we have a classic scenario, extended classic scenario, decoupled scenario, and standalone scenario. Decoupled scenario and standalone scenario. Classic scenario means the leading PO will be in the SAP system. Leading PO is the SAP system. Extended classic leading PO is in the SRM system. Okay, whenever we once we have a PO in the SAP system, that won't be replicated into the SRM system. But when we go to the extended classic, the leading PO is in SRM system. Once the PO is created with reference to shopping cart or any preceding documents, it is replicated into the SAP system. It is replicated into the SAP system. And decoupled scenario, like based on the configuration or based on the custom logic in the body, the system is going to determine where the PO needs to be. That is where the follow-on document for shopping cart will be created. Follow-on document for shopping cart will be created. That can be configured with the configuration based on the product category and backend system. If that is not sufficient, we can go to the body, we can implement the body. Standalone means there is no MM system, only FI system is there. For that one, what we are doing in the SAP SRM system, we are doing everything. That is shopping cart, PO, confirmation and invoice verification, everything will be done and it is replicated into the ECG system. And we discussed about the roles also. Okay, when we discuss these roles, right, what we have, employee in the SAP standard, it provides the create a shopping cart, check the status of the shopping cart, confirmation and approval. Okay, in the real time what we will have, we will have only, we will provide the access to the end user only creating a shopping cart, creating with two methods, and other one is the status of the shopping cart. For that one we have to design a new role. We have to design a new role. For that one, what is our responsibility? We have to function as a functional responsibility. What we have to do? We have to provide these transactions code to the SAP business team, SAP base system. Those people create a role and assign a group of people. Our main role is only we have to provide what transactions can be assigned to a group of one particular role, and for which team we have to assign that role to the, that way, right, in the initial implementation we decide these things. Once that is done, right, basis people are going to take care what is the role of that new employee or new contractor. That way they are going to take a decision and they are going to assign. And create a shopping cart also we discussed about three methods we have: wizard method, single screen and expert. Expert can be utilized for shopping cart on behalf of limit shopping cart. Okay, this limit shopping cart, these functionalities are available. This one will be available for either buyer or a group of contractor. Contractor means a specific contractor will be in the project. Contractor will be recruited for creating a shopping cart on behalf of so many employees. Now next step is what we discussed. We discussed about what is the integration and how we can integrate SAP and SRM systems. For this one we discussed about that logical systems. We defined assign logical system to the client. Next one is the communication channel. Next one is the communication channel. After that we discussed about the landscape. Landscape means we have two systems. We created a landscape for two systems, that is SRM and SAP. SRM is called a local system and SAP is a RFC system. That way we maintain the integration. Okay, today what, as per our discussion, what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss about these topics today, like SRM org structure for purchasing organization and vendor organization and vendor replication. Okay, first I will give brief idea how we can have a purchasing organization structure in SAP SRM system. Okay, SRM purchasing organization. First I will give the difference between SAP purchasing organization and SRM purchasing organization. When we take SAP purchasing organization, what we will do? We will maintain the purchasing organization. Okay, we will maintain the purchasing organization. We will maintain the plant. We will maintain the company code. We will maintain the company code. Company code, plant is assigned to the company code. Plant is assigned to the company code. Okay, and we will maintain the purchasing organization plant assignment also. We will maintain the purchasing organization plant assignment also. And we have a purchasing group. we will have a purchasing group as a different entity which is not assigned to any organizational element, which is not assigned to any organizational element. Whenever we create a material master, at that time only we provide purchasing group in a material master. Okay. In SRM, what we will do? We will create a SRM org structure, company code. Okay. Under this one, we will create a purchasing organization. And once it is done, under this one, we are going to create a purchasing group. That means we are assigning a purchasing group to the purchasing organization. Purchasing group is created under purchasing organization. Okay. And plant is maintained, plant maintained as extended attributes. That means in SAP system, we create a purchasing organization, plants and company codes, and we will manage the relationship with assignment functionality. Here we are creating the organization structure for company code, purchasing organization, purchasing group, and plant maintained as extended attributes. Here plant is nothing but a location. Plant is called a location. And there is no replication process for company code, purchasing organization, purchasing group. But for plant replication, we have a program. Plant replication is done with the help of program. Okay, we will discuss how we can replicate the plants. Okay, once it is done, right, we are good with the organization structure in the SRM system. Any doubt here? Because I compared, based on that one we can easily remember while creating our when we go to the project. This way you can easily remember how we can manage the purchasing groups, purchasing organization, company code, how we can maintain the SAP SRM system. Here I am going to the SRM system. For this one we have a transaction codes also. Here to maintain the org structure, we have three transactions. One is PPO CA_BBP. It is for creating org structure. PPO MA_BBP change PPO SA_BBP display that way we have three transactions. First one where I will go to the PPO CA_BBP. Okay, here that is a valid from and valid to. Here we are getting a new organizational unit. So based on the business requirement, you can provide the description. You can provide the description here. Okay, basic data. Basic data. Go to address. Here we have a city and country as the mandatory entries. Okay, US. What is the function of this one? We have to have a company. We have to have a company. That way what I can see, here I will give the source system. Source system I will have here. Source system. Okay, assign this one and save the entry. Okay, once we save these entries, here still there is no business partner. The system, okay, SAP SRM system should generate the business partner whenever we have all the required information in the basic data address tab based on these two. Okay, now I will go to the, when I save it won't appear. When I come out or when I create a element, sub element, the system is going to generate the business partner ID. Okay, I am going create, organize, inline, automatically it came here, see. That is that way, right? It works like if we don't, it is not appeared also, we don't need to worry initially. When you create a sub element for that organizational entry, the system is going to generate the business partner ID. If we have any issue, how we can fix, we will see. Okay, now here I did not maintain any address details. Okay, address details. We have no idea what are the, like, see, suppose when you go to the project, right? Okay, if there is any error message, how it is, okay, what is the error message and where we can find this information. That way we are going to check that. Here purchasing organization is generated. I am getting into the different transaction. It is PPO CA underscore BBP. Okay, now I am getting into the PPO MA underscore BBP. PPO MA underscore BBP. Here I can see my organization structure. Here the system did not generate any business partner. Okay, now what I am doing, I need to run a different transaction, BBP BP underscore OM underscore integrate. Here the system is giving to fix this error, synchronization and repair error. I am going to take organization units. What is the organization unit? 3571. Here I need to come out from the display change mode. So I will keep this one as a display mode. Okay, now it is I need to go to the display mode, because when I run that one, we should be in a display mode. Okay, now I will go to the object synchronization and I need to find what is the object ID 3571. Execute. Now I will have a repair option. Here organization unit does not have an address. Organization unit does not have an address. Okay, that way we have to maintain, the system is going to give what's the problem here. Okay, based on that we can go to the organizational structure. Change this mode. Okay, as per our discussion, right, purchasing organization will be created, company code, purchasing organization. Next level is the purchasing group. Create, okay, GRP, purchasing group, purchasing group. Here, right, suppose here I have a purchasing group. Function we have. Okay, this is not enabled. This is not enabled. Why? Because the upper hierarchy, the purchasing organization is not activated as a purchasing organization. That means purchasing groups can be created only under purchasing organization. Purchasing groups can be created only under purchasing organization. In the SAP, right, in SAP, purchasing groups are maintained under the materials management configuration. If we don't assign purchasing group to the purchasing organization or any organizational object in SAP system. But SRM system, if we want to maintain a purchasing group, okay, purchasing group need to be created or can be created only under purchasing organization. Only under purchasing organization. That way you have to have a purchasing organization entry before creating a purchasing group. Before creating a purchasing group. That way I need to go here. I need to assign the purchasing group. Sorry, purchasing organization. See, when you do this one, automatically the system is going to change this button. Whenever we have a purchasing company code, we will have this one. Purchasing organization also, the system change the icon. This kind of icon will come. Because whether 9000 is there or not, I did not check. Only for understanding purpose I am giving this one, because I am not going to create backend organizational elements in the backend system. Now purchasing group. Double click on the purchasing group. Now it is available. Okay. If I remove this entry, okay, save this, come to the purchasing group, double click on the purchasing group, this is not enabled. That's the reason I have to maintain purchasing organization. See, this is important. See, whenever you give an interview or something, right, you have to remember this one. Otherwise, interviewer may cross question this kind of issues. Save this entry. Now we have a purchasing group, purchasing organization and company code. That means we have an assignment. As per our discussion, like a company code. Under company code we created a purchasing organization, purchasing group. This way we can maintain the organization structure. In the SAP system, we will create a purchasing organization, plant and company code independently, and we will assign with the assignment relationship. Purchasing group we don't maintain anyway. We don't assign to the organizational objects. Okay, next level, here I will give an example business scenario how we can maintain these organizational elements. And what is the difference from SRM4 or SRM5 to SRM7 also? Okay, in SRM4, up to SRM4, we have these three transactions. From SRM5, SAP added three more transactions: PPO CV underscore BBP, PPO MB underscore BBP, PPO SV underscore BBP. Okay, PPO CV underscore BBP, PPO MB underscore BBP, PPO SV underscore BBP. These are related to vendor hierarchy. SRM4, vendors transactions are not available. Only vendor hierarchy also maintained. With PPO MA, PPO CA underscore BBP, PPO SA underscore BBP. Okay, that is the main difference from SRM4 to SRM5. In SRM7, there is no difference in the organization maintenance. There is no maintenance. There is no change in the organizational entry maintenance. Okay, once it is done right, what we will have, next step we will go to. Okay, if you are not expertized in right, I will give an example here. You can create the same organization structure in the SAP system, and you can utilize those organizational elements in the SAP SRM system. You can maintain your own organization structure in the SRM system. For this one, what you can do, you can have I will give an example. Okay, IPUS is the IPUS like, and plant you can have IP MEMSIS, IP MP plant purchasing organization. Okay, this way you can utilize. And one more we have IP India, IP China. Okay, IP China. This way you can utilize these plants or company code purchasing organization plant, and those can be utilized creating a SRM org structure. Okay, here right, similar way you can manage the organization structure in the SRM system. And once it is done right, responsibility tab, this one we will discuss like whenever this one is we are under the purchasing group. Okay, if I go to the purchasing organization, when I go to the purchasing organization or company code, the responsibility tab is not active. The responsibility tab information is not available. The responsibility tab is not available for other than purchasing group. and it is available for employee to provide product category responsibility. Product category responsibility. For purchasing organization or company code, okay, the responsibility tab is not available. In the purchasing group level, it is available. Okay, here we are assigning what is the product responsibility. That is the product category responsibility. Suppose if I provide 001, okay, what is the source system? T90 CLNT 090, okay, and object ID, suppose if I provide here 5003570, that means whenever this June 2001 employee create a shopping cart, whenever June 2011 employee create a shopping cart for the product category 001, this purchasing group is the responsible purchasing group to convert shopping cart into the purchase order. Okay, this way you have to understand clearly, okay, how it works. Whenever you go to the project, this is the one main configuration in the organization structure. One main configuration in the organization structure. That means here we have a purchasing group has a responsibility tab. In the responsibility tab, we have a two responsibilities we provide. One is related to the product responsibility, other one is the organizational responsibility. Okay. Product responsibility, when we assign 001, okay, whenever, and product responsibility 001 we assign, and organizational responsibility 500350. That means whenever this object ID employee create a shopping cart for 001 product category, then this purchasing group is a responsible person to convert the shopping cart into purchase order, or to convert the shopping cart into contract, or any follow-on document. That means carry out sourcing purpose, this purchasing group is the responsible. Okay, any question on this one?
So what is that O and P in the organization responsibility there?
Which one?
The organization responsibility, just because before that there are the two radio buttons O and P.
Which one? This one?
Go down. Organization responsibility in the responsibility tab.
This is the position. Suppose if there is any manager, right, or any position we can assign.
And the backend we are taking T90 client is not the one we are accessing, right? It is a different one then?
This one?
One you, yeah, is that the different one than the one we have?
This one only we have yesterday.
Okay.
This is the backend system.
So that's the one we got access to, right? So
right.
Create in here. Right.
Is this Rao?
Yeah, this is that.
Okay. This one is the source system which we integrated. As per naming convention, we are not following that logical system naming convention, right? System ID, then CLNT and client number. Here we are IDS system, right? I did not change those provided one. If I change that one, it may like I need to do the lot of stuff. That's the reason I don't want to change also. Okay, these two are the main tabs for the organization configuration related to the purchasing organization purchasing group. And the next level, when we discuss about the SRM architecture, we are going to discuss about how we can assign the purchaser. How we can assign the purchaser when we discuss about the SRM architecture. SRM like employee architecture. This is the company code or like a purchasing organization structure. Once we have this one, then only we can create a vendor master. Okay, for that reason, first we need to complete organization structure which is related to the purchasing organization structure. Okay, and next one here we have attributes. This one we will discuss one by one in detail when we discuss about the SRM employee org structure. Employee org structure, how we can manage this one and what is the purpose of each attribute also. Okay, extended attributes. Extended attributes also we will discuss when we discuss about the employee org structure. And here what we have to do, we have to discuss about the when we have a company code, okay, and as per our discussion, okay, here we have a plant's replication is done with the program, with the help of program. Once the plant is replicated from SAP to SRM system, and the assignment will be done with the help of extended attributes. Okay, first I will check in the backend system. Do we have any 9000 plant or not? We have a 9000 plant. Okay. This is the purchasing organization entry. We have a 9000. And I will check the company code also. I have a 9000. Okay, now we have a total 9000 related one. Now what I will do, I want to replicate the plant from okay, SAP system to SRM system. For that one we have a SC38 BVP. I don't remember the program name. What I can do, if I don't remember, I will get the rough idea on the program name, how it would be, BBP star location, that way. Once I enter F4, okay, I'm going to search what kind of programs are available based on this search selection. Here we have a BBP locations get all. That means if you want to replicate all the plants, you can do with this one, get all. One more program we have a locations get selected. Okay, this one and this one, we have two programs which is useful for our purpose. Now I want to replicate only specific plant, 9000 plant. I don't want to replicate all the plants from SAP system to SRM system. How I can do, I can go to the BBP location, get selected, execute. Okay, from which logical system you are trying to replicate the plant information. Go to T90 because it is related to our logical system. And what is the plant number? 9000. Okay, I will run this one. Okay, program end reached, and we can see the log in SLG1. Okay, the transaction SLG1 is used for errors and warnings or monitoring of the replication of plants or replication of vendors also. Okay, now I can go to the SLG1. I will give like timing is like 8. I will keep execute. Here we have a which we run. It has an error message. Okay, T90 location is modified and updated. It has other issues. We don't need to worry. When we go to the project, right, the system may not have like a request or this kind of information. We may not have any issue. Okay, only I need to cross check whether the plant 9000 is replicated from SAP to SRM system or not. Here it is updated. Already there is a 9000 plant in the SAP SRM system. SAP system updates the SRM system with the modifications if there is any modifications. That way we have a replication from SAP system to SRM system for plant. BBP get locations or all or BBP locations get selected or get all. Okay, based on the business requirement, if we are in the implementation phase, if we want to replicate all the plants, you can do with the all, or you can go with and do get selected. Suppose if we want to replicate only few plants, okay, you can do that, and you can, I think we have an option to provide number of plants. Here we have an option. Suppose if we want to enter 10 plants, okay, here we have an option to enter all the 10 plants. Instead of copying all the plants from SAP system to SRM system, if we want to replicate more than one plant, you can do from this option. Okay, suppose if we are in the, like if we kept everything in the Excel spreadsheet, you copied in the Excel spreadsheet, and if you want to upload all this one, you can keep copy from the copy in the Excel spreadsheet, and you can press this one. Okay, that way we can have all the copying this one information to here. Let me copy from clipboard. Okay, that way we can have a plant's replication. Once we have a plant replication, that plant needs to be assigned to the SRM system. SRM org structure. When we go to the extended attributes, I am going to discuss about the product categories when we discuss about the SRM org structure, and locations we will discuss now, and storage locations also we can discuss now. Okay, now I am getting into the locations. Okay, locations. Okay, already it is opened and locked by why it is locked. Okay, /nppo_ma_bbp. Okay, I will search for this entry. Okay, now icons are changed. Now I am going to the extended attributes to assign the plant. Locations. Select the source system. Suppose if we don't know the partner number, you know the plant number. Okay, if that is the case, you can go to the plant search. We will select the related plant from here. Here, see here, that is the name is location. Okay, I will go to the 9000 location. When you select the 9000 location, right, automatically partner ID came, and backend related company code assignment also available here. Backend related company code assignment also. That way we can have a location assignment. If we want to have a storage locations also, we can do that way. Source system, storage location. Mainly I need to concern about the plant information here. Okay, 001. Plant automatically came, the location. Whether it is a default or not, you can keep. If you want to keep a default, you can keep that one. Here also default option we have. Default. Whether it is inherited or not, you can see here. Whether it is inherited property or not. Who is Srinivas? Hello? Who is Srinivas? Okay, Kamili, okay.
Honey? Oh, honey.
Okay, here we can assign the locations and storage locations. We can have, if we have a PO limits, it is available. These properties we can assign a particular position. We will discuss when we discuss about the org structure or approval process. When we discuss about the workflow, right, we can discuss this one. Okay, that way we have a options like we discussed about the purchasing organization, purchasing group, company code, and plants also. This way we are good with the purchasing organization related one and company code information to have a vendor master data, Okay. Any doubt up to here to maintain the purchasing organization structure in SRM system? If we are good, and we can go to the vendor master related information.
Hello, sir. This is Anthony. I joined late. I joined a little late. Can you maybe just give a small summary of what you discussed? I just wanted to get the flow. So it's company code, purchasing org, purchasing group, and then plant?
There is, see here, right, we have a company code, purchasing organization, purchasing group. We have to create in the order.
Okay.
Okay. See, purchasing organization, purchasing group are the mandatory in the order. But you may not, like a purchasing organization, need not be under company code.
Okay.
Need not be under company code. But purchasing group should be under purchasing organization.
Okay.
That way, right, when we see this one, that I deactivated this one and I have shown again. 2 times I have shown this one. When I go to the purchasing organization, suppose if I remove this entry, purchasing group won't be active.
Yeah, no, that I followed.
Right,
no problem on that. That is good.
And in addition to this one, what we discussed here, we discussed about how we can manage SAP purchasing organization structure and SRM purchasing organization structure. When we go to the SAP purchasing organization, okay, purchasing organization, plant and company codes are defined, okay, separately, and we have an assignment. Purchasing organization to plant is the mandatory, plant to company code is the mandatory, but plant to purchasing organization to company code is not mandatory in SAP system as well as in the SRM system also. Okay, in the SAP system we have a purchasing group. When you create a purchasing group, you are defining independently. It is not assigned to any organization element in the SAP system. In SRM system, we have to define under the purchasing organization, that which I discussed before you came to you entered in the session. Okay, Anthony? Yeah. Next one is, like once we have this organization structure, we will go to the purchasing vendor master data. We'll go to the vendor master data. And in the vendor master data, how we can maintain the vendor master data in SAP SRM system. Okay. And once we understood that process, right, we will discuss about the business scenario. Based on the business scenario, we can define the vendor master data in the SAP system, and we can replicate the vendor master data into SAP SRM. Okay. Now vendor master data. See, if we have any question, please stop me. We can discuss and I can explain how we are doing that. Vendor master data. This is the main configuration for any implementation project, which is important for supporting project also.
Hello, sir. This is Anthony. My call was dropped, so if you did ask for me and if I did not answer, that is the reason why. But thanks for the explanation.
You are welcome. Okay, vendor master data. In SAP SRM, SAP system, what we will do? We will create accounting group. We will create accounting group. When we create a vendor master, okay, SAP related vendor master I will discuss. I will go to the new page. I will show the difference. Okay, then easily you can understand and you can easily remember for. Okay, SRM, SAP. SAP, what we will do, in the configuration level, we'll have accounting group. And required org structure. That means company code, we have to have a company code and purchasing organization structure. Okay, these are the mandatory entries to create a vendor master. If we want to have a complete vendor master data, if we want to have a basic data, you don't need company code and purchasing organization, you have to have an accounting group, that is sufficient. Okay, to have a purchasing data as well as a company accounting data, you have to have these three entries before creating a vendor master data. Okay, and once we have that one, how we can create a vendor master data using XK01. XK01. In the XK01, what we provide, based on the number range assignment, you may need to provide the vendor number if it is external number ranges, or what you have to do, you have to provide a company code for financial data. If you want to maintain only purchasing data, you can go to MK01 and you can create a purchasing information. If you want to complete maintaining that one, you can go to the XK01, provide a company code, purchasing organization, and accounting group. Based on these three data, right, we are going to create a vendor master data for accounting as well as purchasing. Okay, in SAP SRM system, we don't have a concept of accounting group. We have a vendor hierarchy. We have to have a vendor hierarchy, vendor group hierarchy. vendor group hierarchy. This vendor group hierarchy holds company code, currency, and FI system, that is accounting system. Okay, what is the vendor system? System alias for vendor. These 4 attributes we will assign at the vendor group hierarchy. Once we have a vendor group hierarchy, when we replicate the vendor master data, automatically vendors are replicated under vendor group hierarchy. Okay, under a vendor group, for every 100 vendors, the system create a new node. The system create a node for SRM, creates subnode for every 100 vendors. See here, accounting group and everything we configure. Here what we have, vendor group hierarchy, where we are able to provide company information, company code information. When we replicate, okay, we will see that one, how we can have a filtering concept. Up to here, the main configuration level, what we have to have an organization structure, we have to have a vendor group hierarchy. Okay, accounting group in the SAP system, and here is a vendor group hierarchy. Based on that one, few properties will be available, and number ranges we are going to define number ranges. In SAP system, number ranges are defined and assigned to the accounting group. Number ranges are assigned to the accounting group. Here number ranges defined. As number ranges are defined as business partner, external business partner number ranges, BP numbers. External business partner numbers. Okay, those are numbers are assigned to the accounting group in SAP system. Here we will have as the external number ranges. That way we will have a number ranges. In SAP system, right, when we create a vendor master data, we can have either external or internal. Here always external business number, because it is not an internal person. We are suppliers considered as external business partners. Okay. Here, right, once we have a SAP related vendor master, we can replicate with the SAP provided transactions, BBP get VD, BBP UPD VD. Okay, one more for synchronization job is there. Whenever the changes are available in SAP system, those changes need to be updated into the SAP SRM system. That can be done with the synchronization job, which we will see BBP underscore vend underscore sync or something job or program is there. We will say I don't remember the program name. Okay, this BBP get BD and BBP UPD BD. Suppose if we want to replicate a series of like a group or like a initial page in the implementation page, you can run the BBP get BD and you can update, you can upload or replicate the SAP vendor master data from SAP system to SRM system. Okay, in SRM system once you update it, right, if we have any changes, if you want to do by manual process, you can do with BBP UPD BD. If you want to keep the sync from SAP system to SRM system, you can do with the synchronization. Okay, here I will give an example how we can manage that functionality in SAP system, and once that is done, what is the how we can maintain in SAP SRM system. Here, right, when we take any, like when I was working for a research company, like biotech company, they have a Fisher Scientific. That is the supplier. Example, Fisher Scientific is the supplier. Okay, Fisher Scientific is the supplier. Okay, when the Fisher Scientific is the supplier for supplying the biotech research products. Okay, these people used to receive invoices at one location. Like a Fisher Scientific is the main vendor. We created as a main vendor. Locally they receive the orders, all the orders they receive locally. For that one, what we were having an ordering vendor. And we were paying to the different different location, ordering vendor, and we were paying amount to the different location. That means invoice to like a invoicing vendor. This way we have a main vendor, ordering vendor, invoicing vendor. Main vendor, ordering vendor and invoicing vendor. What we were doing, we were replicating only ordering vendor to the SAP SRM system. Because only it is required whenever we create a purchase order, the purchase order information need to be passed to the only ordering vendor. That means SAP SRM system needs to have ordering vendor. That means PO will be sent to the ordering vendor. PO will be sent to the ordering vendor, which needs to be replicated into the SAP SRM system. Okay, once the PO is done, invoice verification. Suppose if we are doing invoice verification in the SRM system, you have to replicate invoicing vendor also in the SAP SRM system. Okay, what we were doing? We were doing the invoice verification in the backend system, that is SAP. Here we have a SRM. Okay, the main vendor is not used anywhere for transactions purpose. For transactions purpose, we were not using main vendor in the transactions purpose. But maintenance purpose, vendor business partner like a supplier maintenance purpose, we were using the main vendor also. Suppose if we create a non-PO invoices, at that time directly we can go to the invoicing vendor only. Non-PO invoices purpose. Okay, if we have a PO level, we will have a ordering party. Okay, once it is converted into the invoice, like a PO is once we post the goods receipt, we have to post the invoice as an inbound invoice. At this time, the system has to determine who is the invoicing vendor. Okay, how it can be determined? Based on the partner functions and partner schema. Based on the partner functions and partner schema. Okay, here I will give that we have a, what we have to do, PO level we have to have a ordering vendor, and invoicing vendor, invoicing level, okay, inbound invoice, we have to have an invoice vendor. Okay, based on the ordering vendor, SAP system has to determine who is the invoicing vendor. That can be done with the partner functions and partner schema.
This is in SRM or SAP?
SAP system. SAP system only we have. SRM system we don't have any this kind of concept. Only we replicate whatever we maintain the SAP vendors, those will be replicated into the SRM system. Partner schema. Okay, here we need to define three partner schemas. Like we can have a Z1, Z2, Z3. Z1 holds only main vendor. Z2 we will have an invoicing vendor. Okay, here we have to have an invoice vendor. As an internal. Okay, main vendor as a mandatory entry. Ordering vendor level. Okay, ordering vendor as an internal. Whenever you create a vendor master data, right, automatically the system is going to assign an internal number. And invoicing vendor as a mandatory. Invoicing and main vendor as a mandatory. Okay, this way we will have a different vendors and different accounting groups in the SAP system. Okay, for this one we will have a Z001 or something, Z002, Z003. Three accounting groups. Okay, three accounting groups are assigned three schemas. Three schemas. Okay, whenever we assign these three schemas, right, SAP system keeps the mandatory or optional entry. Suppose when you create a main vendor, right, we don't need to enter any invoicing vendor, or we don't need to enter invoicing vendor or ordering vendor. That way we will have a relationship maintained in the SAP system. Based on that one, when we create a purchase order, the system is going to take a ordering vendor, and when we post the invoice with reference to purchase order, automatically based on this relationship. Okay, SAP system is going to determine who is the invoicing vendor for that particular ordering vendor. That way the system is going to take the invoicing vendor with reference to ordering vendor internally. Okay, this way, right, you can practice on the system. If you have any doubt, right, I can explain how you can manage the partner functions or partner schemas in the SAP system also. See, here I am not going to concentrate on this one. Here only for understanding purpose, I gave this business scenario. Okay, and mainly we are concentrate on the SAP SRM system. This way, right, whenever you work for any project also, it may be required.
Sir, this is Anthony. Can you please explain once more, the schema and the other combination of the relationship?
Here, Anthony, here we have a purchase ordering vendor. That is ordering vendor. That means whenever we create a purchase order, that needs to be sent to the supplier.
Right.
Okay. That means whenever end user or any purchaser create a shopping cart, convert the shopping cart into the purchase order. That purchase order needs to have a supplier related information. That is the ordering, who takes the order. Who takes the order. Okay. Right. Once that ordering vendor takes the order, okay, sometimes that ordering vendor may not be the invoicing related one. Here I will give an example, examination point of view. See, suppose if we take a PMP certification, recently PMP certification, what we will do? Payment will be paid to the PMI.
Right.
Okay, PMI. We will pay the payment to the PMI. That means invoicing related one is the PMI organization. Okay. But when we go to the exam, okay, Pearson. That is a Prometric Examination Center.
Right.
Okay, Prometric means here the supplying product or exam supplying company is the Prometric, payment receiving is the PMI. That way we have two different purposes. Okay, when we go to this one, right, PMI provide the number, that number will be given to here. That way, see, there is a difference between how we can have. In our supplying related one, what we were having, Fisher Scientific is the supplier.
Right.
Okay, they were having a number of branches for ordering purpose. Once they receive the order, they supply the products immediately.
Okay.
Okay, that means they open the warehouses locally, if we take a California. In California we have a SFO, San Diego, and LA. All these locations they have a ordering, they order and they supply the product to the biotech companies. But we will pay to the Fisher Scientific California only one location. They accept the invoices. That means we will get the product from here, we order those and we will send the invoice for every month to this particular location. Like they have Fisher Scientific California, or we maintain the different number range where we can have a different address to send the check or payment. Okay. But ordering, right, we have it if we have a plant's location, we have a San Francisco one location, San Diego one location, and LA. These are the three research locations. Okay, three research locations. What they will do, when they order from San Diego plant, San Diego location, they will order to the San Diego Fisher Scientific.
Gotcha. So the order, the PO will be sent to the distribution center, but the invoice will be sent to the remit to address.
Right, right. That's correct.
Gotcha. Okay, sir.
This way, right, in SAP, how we can maintain based on the partner functions and partner schemas. Okay, that we need to configure in the SAP system. That configure, based on the configuration, the system is going to provide a different number ranges. Okay, in SAP system, what we have to have based on the documents creation in SAP SRM system, based on the, suppose if we are implementing extended classic, okay, extended classic. Okay, in the extended classic also goods receipt and confirmation, invoice verification will be done in the SAP system. At that time only we need to replicate ordering vendor information to SAP SRM system. We don't need to replicate invoicing vendor.
So in extended classic,
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony.
No, but in extended classes we need the invoicing.
See, invoice that is, it depends on the implementation. As per our yesterday's discussion, okay, as per our yesterday's discussion, what we discussed here in the scenarios, implementation scenarios,
the leading PO is in SRM.
Leading PO in the SRM system.
Right.
Okay. Goods receipt and invoice can be done in the either SAP system or like SRM system.
Right.
There is no restriction to have invoice verification in SRM system.
Correct.
Okay, that's the reason, right? If we are not doing invoice verification in the SRM system, why do we need to have an invoicing vendor into SRM?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not being done, yes, it doesn't make sense. Absolutely.
Right. That's the reason, right? Only we provided, like we gave the number ranges for ordering vendor is different from SAP, like invoicing vendor and main vendor. Only we were replicating purchasing order related, ordering address vendors. Okay, did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did, sir. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome. Okay, this way we can have all the vendors. Next, right, we will take a 10 minutes break. 9:35 we will meet again, and we will start how we can configure the SRM system. Okay, and once we configure the SAP SRM system, how we can replicate SAP vendor to SRM system. Okay, we will create a sample vendor in the SAP system, and we will replicate that vendor master data into SAP SRM system. We will see. Okay, we will take 10 minutes break and we will continue. Okay, now we will do the required configuration and vendor group hierarchy in SAP SRM system. Okay, once it is done, we will create a one vendor master vendor in the SAP system. We will replicate that one into the SRM system. Okay, as per our discussion, right, we have a transaction codes. Here, right, I noted down the transaction codes. PPO, vendor group hierarchy purpose, we have a transactions from SRM5. These 3 transactions are available from SRM5. SRM4, okay, we maintain the vendor group hierarchy also using PPO CA underscore BBP, PPO ME underscore BBP, PPO SA underscore BBP. There is no separate transactions for vendor master data. There are no separate transactions for vendor master data. SRM5, from SRM5 onwards, SAP provided new transactions to maintain the vendor master data. Okay, here I will go to vendor group hierarchy. Before that one, I will look for a number ranges. I will check the number ranges, where we can assign the SAP SRM number ranges. Okay, I will get into the SPRO, SAP reference IMG, cross application components. This is not under SAP supplier relationship management. Okay, this is under cross application components. Go to SAP business partner, SAP business partner, basic settings, number ranges and grouping, Okay, here we define the number ranges, intervals. What I am going to take here, I am going to utilize these number ranges. We will see, like 03 I have, 09 I have. Okay, like if you want to maintain different number ranges, you can maintain based on that accounting group. Also, we have to cross check in the backend system. We have to cross check based on that backend system also. Here what I will take, a different one here. These are all the external number range which for earlier batches I utilized this as external number range. Here I am going to define a one more 9000 100,599 I have. Here I am going to take 6 series to 699. Interval 06 00 40 6 zeros to 4 zeros 6999. I will keep this one as external number range. I will try if there is a miss. Now I added the 6 series. Okay. Once I have this number range as external number range, we have to keep this one external number range. Save this entry. Go back. We have to have a grouping and assign number ranges. We have to group these number ranges. Then only we can utilize. Here I utilize the one more new entries. I am going to new entries. I am going to keep 0006. Okay. I will keep this month and year description. And what is our number range? 006. 06. Enter. I need to keep this one as external standard grouping. External standard grouping. If we don't keep this one, we cannot replicate supplier master data, that is a vendor master data from SAP to SRM with this number range. This should be there. Okay, save this entry. Here I created this one. Okay, when I go here, I need to select this one, external standard grouping. Then only I can utilize this number range for replicating from SAP to SRM system. SAP to SRM system 006. Okay, save this entry. Okay, I will go back. Mainly I need to remember the number range also, because when I go to the SAP system, okay, I will note down that number range 4 zeros, 6 zeros to 6 5 zeros we have. Total 10 digits, right? Total 10 digits we have. This way we have a number range. Save this entry. Okay. Up to here we configure the number ranges for external business partners. External business partners. Here I did the number ranges we completed. Next step, what I am going to do, I am going to create a vendor group hierarchy. Next step is vendor group hierarchy. How we can create a PPOCA_BBP. Enter. Here new organizational entry. Sorry, I need to go to the PPOCV_BBP. CV_BBP. Okay, vendor group. Okay, vendor group. Here I am going to give VZ 06 to 11. Okay, 20. Vendor group in 06 2011. Here, right, I cannot assign any attributes in this one. Only display mode is available under creating a vendor group hierarchy. Here you can see only display like we don't have any change mode option is provided here. That means we need to save this entry and go to PPOMV_BBP. Okay, what I have a 06 2011, right? Okay, here we have this information. Now I can change the attribute properties. As per our discussion, what we have to have: company code, currency, FI system and vendor system. Okay, these are the attributes which we need to assign in the configuration level. I will go to accounting system for vendor. Accounting system for vendor, that means FI related one. which is the accounting system for vendor T90. Okay, and next one, catalog ID is the not mandatory one. Company code we have to take, because whenever we have this company code assignment here, okay, this company code, like whenever we try to replicate the vendor master data, okay, the system is going to cross check the backend vendor company code to this group hierarchy company code. That way we are going to like validation. That means in the project we have to have a different vendor group hierarchy for each company code. Local currency USD you can give. It is not a mandatory one. System alias for vendor, it's a mandatory one. Okay, save these entries. Okay, as per our discussion, we assigned these all properties. Now this step is completed. Okay, next one is save this entry. Done. Okay, now I am getting into the backend system. Okay, this is the SAP backend system. What I need to check, whether that a 6 series number is assigned to any accounting group or not. That way I need to cross check. That is the first step for me. Where I can cross check, I need to go to the logistics general. Somewhere I can find the business partner. Go to vendors control. Okay, account groups and field selection. Before this one, I need to check what is the number range we have here, whether that 6 series number range is available or not. That way I need to cross check, and where it is assigned also I need to cross check. Okay, vendor group. Here I have a number range assignment I have, where I can have a number intervals. Okay, I need to cross check with 6 series whether it is there or not. That way I need to cross check in the system. Here I have a number ZZ I have. Okay, this one I have. Okay, this one I can utilize. Right, this is internal number range, and where it is assigned also I need to cross check. Go to number range, where it is assigned I will check. Okay, vendors for customization I have this one, G1. Okay, this accounting group I utilize, and I will create a vendor master data in the SAP system. Once I created a vendor master data in the SAP system, that vendor will be replicated into the SRM system. For this one, what I am going to do, I am going to create a vendor master data. Accounting group G1, company code 9000, purchasing organization. Okay, test SRM replication. Country is US. Here, right, whatever we discussed the partner functions, based on the partner schema assignment, here it will be available. What is the partner function and what is the number range? Okay, when you configure that partner functions and partner schemas, right? Once you assign the partner schema into the accounting group, based on that partner schema's assignment, the system is going to show what is the partner function, what is the number. Okay, in our example, whenever you create a ordering vendor, right? Ordering vendor, first 3 rows will be displayed if we do the proper partner schema configuration. And first one would be ordering related one is the internal, and you have to provide second one and third one. Okay, that is for invoicing vendor and main vendor. Here I am creating a vendor master data for 6 series related one. Okay, now we created a vendor.
Hello.
Yeah, Anthony.
In the SAP IMG, you went to some settings to actually check on the the number range and the interval. Can you give me that flow, sir, again?
Okay. Okay, here I am going SPRO, reference IMG, logistics general, business partner, because vendor master data, right? This vendor master, customer master, it is general to logistics, under that's the reason it's kept under the logistics general and business partner. Under business partner, we have a vendors and control. Here we have a number ranges we can see here. When we go to the intervals, I found my related 6 related one. Here I have. Okay. Okay, once I have this one. Okay, where it is assigned? ZZ assigned where? Which accounting group? Okay, ZZ assigned to the ZZ1.
And that was automatic by the system, or did we?
Yeah, we have to configure this accounting groups and number ranges and everything.
Okay.
Once we assign this
so
one,
we are
right?
only checking.
Huh?
Sorry, and we are only checking this accounting, vendor groups because in order for us to create the vendor.
When we create a vendor, right? Based on this accounting group and number range assignment, the system is going to assign the internal number range. That is the internal, right? Automatically the system is going to assign a number. Suppose if we are on the 600004. When we create a new vendor, automatically the system is going to assign 600005. That is the next number.
Right.
Okay, that way the system is going to assign a number range. This one, right, when we did like a vendor master data related one in the backend system, this configuration will be done.
Okay. Can I ask you another question? Same topic, but I'm not sure if I'm deviating from the topic. Now, say if you're already using the number range in the system, and we would like to, change the number range that we want to use.
For that one, that is not advisable way in the project. Okay, if it is the case, we have to create a new accounting group. We have to have a new number range assignment.
Okay.
Okay, that is not say we can change, but that is not advisable because already we are using that accounting group for a particular number series.
Okay. But if that is a scenario, if that is a scenario, then you would need to make changes in the R3 and SRM or only R3.
See here, right, when you implement, suppose already SAP system is implemented. Right. Already SAP system is running. Now client decided to implement the SAP SRM system. Okay. When we discuss the business team, they may give the number range, so and so number ranges are required in SAP SRM system or SAP system. Okay. Based on that one, right, Business people have a good idea on what numbers they are using in SAP system. Okay, they will tell how we can have in the SAP SRM number range. Most probably what we do in the project, whatever we have the number ranges, already suppliers are available, that is vendors are available. Those all suppliers will be replicated into the SRM system. For that reason what we will do, we will create a business partner, external business partner number ranges in SAP SRM system, which is similar to the SAP vendor number ranges. Okay, once that is done, right, and we need to group that external business partner into external standard grouping. Once we have done this one, right, we can replicate SAP vendors into the SRM system.
Okay. No, sir, the only reason I asked is because there was a need that I saw where there was a request from the business that they want to change the number range. That's why I asked.
Change the number range. For that reason what we can do in SAP SRM, right, only we can have one number range, not like in SAP system. I will show that restriction also here in the configuration level.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
So the vendors in the real world, they already be in SAP R3. So only thing we do is replicate those vendors into SRM, or in the real world, if we need to create a new vendor, do we go back to SAP?
In the real world, right, we maintain SAP vendors, then we will replicate, because always financial posting will be done financial postings are done in the SAP system. If we don't have that vendor master data in SAP system, right, if we have a local vendors, local external business partners in the SRM system, okay, when you create an invoice verification in the SRM system, that needs to be replicated into the SAP system for payment purpose. Okay. Whenever we assign any external invoicing vendor in the SRM system, that number should be available in the SAP system also.
That vendor should be available, or that number?
Vendor, number means that number holds lot of information. Like bank account, whenever we want to pay bank account or what is the type of payment, all the payment information and address details, everything will be available.
We have a vendor we create SAP and then replicate him. We first create an SAP and then replicate him to.
That's correct. In the real time, right, we do that way.
No, but sir, in the real world, vendor creation is always something that AP does. I mean, we really don't even mess around with that.
I see here we have two types of data. We have a purchasing data and accounting data. Okay, purchasing data can be done with the buyers, can be done by buyers. Accounting data will be done by accounting people, that is accounts payable people, APT. Okay, that is a depends on the business, that is a depends on the client. Okay, they decide who is the responsible person to maintain the vendor master data. Okay, in my earlier project, what we were doing, backend related SAP vendors are maintained by AP people. Once that is maintained, buyers was taking care about SRM vendor master data. That is the depends on the client to client. Okay, depends on the authorization assignments and everything.
Yep.
There is no restriction, like I say, depends on the user training, right? They are the people who take care about this one. Most probably accounting data maintained by AP people only, accounting payable. Okay, Anthony.
Yes, sir. So technically, we won't create vendors in R3. I mean the real world.
See, we never right. We never say in the project also. What we will do for testing purpose as a consultant, we involve. After that, we never involve in maintaining the production related vendor master data.
Right.
We never involve. If there is any issue, only we cross check and we update what's the problem to the business team. That is a SOX. SOX audit also, right? We don't have authorization to maintain any business partner in SAP SRM system.
Yeah.
And if there is any issue also, we need to sit with the concerned person. We have to fix that error message with with them only. We have to sit and clear those issues.
Right.
Okay. Here, right, what I want to show, in SAP SRM system, we can assign only one number range for an external business partner. Business partner, basic settings, number ranges and grouping. When we go to the define grouping, this is not a checkbox, it is a radio button. It is a radio button. That means if I select this one, it will be we can select only one of this one. That means we can assign only one number range for replicating SAP vendor master data into SRM system. Okay, if business asks you to change the number range, what you can do, you have to change the number range according to the requirement. Suppose here I have a 006. 6 is assigned. Okay. I will go to the 6 intervals. Here we have a 6. If there is we can keep 7. But lower number, whether we can change or not, I have no idea. I need to practically when we check, right? Because up to now here, we did not utilize these numbers, right? That's the reason it may be accept. It may accept this system may accept this one. Here we can try what I can do. Whether I can do or not, we can see here. We are able to change this one. So you can change in your business also. Because it is the external number ranges. If it is internal number range, there may not be a possibility. We cannot change this lower number.
Gotcha. Now, will this also hold in truth for PO number ranges and all? I mean, is that recommended to change down the road if the business feels it needs to change?
See, in PO number ranges, if they ask you to change it, when we discuss about the classic scenario, we will see how we can do that one. See, that is not, okay. That's the reason, right? Whatever we have a SAP vendor master related one, okay? Whatever we have already, suppose if we are in implementation phase, okay, whatever the SAP SRM, SAP holds those number ranges, according to that we need to configure here. Suppose they have a huge number ranges. Suppose they want to replicate invoicing vendor and ordering vendor. Okay, we need to configure this SRM number range to have ordering vendors as well as invoicing vendor number ranges. Ordering vendors and invoice number. Here I will give an example how we can do that also. Here I will go to, here I have a ordering vendor. Ordering vendor I have a 3, 2, like in business, right, they will give only 3xxxx. Okay, 3xxx. In invoicing vendor, if they give like a 5, this number range. Okay, if we want to have this one, these numbers, if we want to replicate these numbers into the SAP system, SAP SRM system, what you have to do? You have to keep the number range from 3, 5 zeros to 5999. Because we are able to assign only one number range to the external standard grouping. Okay, Anthony?
Yep.
Okay, we created a vendor number with 6. What is our next step? I need to replicate. I will close this session. Only I will keep open only one session. Okay. /n. What is the transaction code? What I tell you? BBP get VD. What is the system? From which system we are trying to replicate? We'll have a T90CLNT090. And what is the supplier number we need to we want to replicate? And purchasing organization. What is the purchasing organization you want to replicate? In addition to this one, we have to find what is the object ID. That means I will go to vendor group hierarchy PPOSV underscore BBP. PPOSV underscore BBP. Display mode I went because when I try to replicate, right, the system try to change that particular vendor group hierarchy. I need to provide this ID in replication place 50003574. That means when we try to replicate the particular vendor, that will be placed under this vendor group hierarchy. And this is going to cross check what is the company code. Okay, whether this vendor supplier is created under that particular company code or not. Okay. Here we have 3 options. Internal number ranges on assignment. Only transfer R3 numbers. If R3 number assignment is not possible, internal number assignment. Okay, most probably in the real time, we use only R3 number ranges. Because if we have a different number range from SAP system, we have to have a mapping availability in SAP to SAP SRM to SAP. Otherwise, the system won't accept replicate. Like there may be an issue to update or sync with the SAP transaction data into SAP SRM system or vice versa. And here address comparison to identify duplicates. That way if we want to keep, you can keep here, otherwise no. Now what I am going to do, I am going to run this job. Start transfer. Here how many numbers of suppliers are going to be replicated. To start transmission. When you click, then only the system is going to replicate the information from SAP to SRM system. Okay, now I will see, I can go to the SLG one. I will keep the time 10 o'clock here. Execute. Here we have a warning message. There is no issue. No bank master is available. That's the reason it's giving no industry sector maintained, no industry sector transferred. Okay, error. And this is the business partner number. Now I can go to the vendor group hierarchy PPO MV underscore BBP. Okay, here you can see the vendor master is replicated from SAP to SRM system. SAP to SRM system. Okay, the system initially, right, I kept to open, only we have this one. Here we have a subnode is generated, and under subnode we have a vendor number. This is generated, this subnode is generated for every 100 vendors. That way SAP provided for every 100 vendors, subnode will be generated. those 100 vendors will be placed under one subnode. Okay, this way we can have a replication SAP vendors to the SRM system. And in addition to this, we have to cross-check one more configuration to keep sync from SAP system to SRM system for the synchronization. We will see where we can have that kind of information in SAP SRM system. SPRO, reference IMG, supplier relationship management, SRM server, technical basic settings. Here we have a settings for supplier synchronization. Create a supplier groups we discussed, change supplier group, display supplier groups. These three transactions are nothing but PPO, CV underscore BBP, PPO, MV underscore BBP, PPO, SV underscore BBP. Make global settings, which we need to discuss here. Make global settings. Here we will provide one number. Okay, based on this one, we will create a new suppliers too. Based on this one, automatically the system background job, right? We have a vendor sync job. We will keep, and when we have that one, right, automatically the vendors will be synced to this one. Okay. I will find that program because I never tried to.
Well, what exactly does the thing do? Global, the last.
Oh, yeah, I will come. I will come again. First, I will find the program. Okay, here one more time I will come to that point. Here this is the program. This one, right, we will schedule. Okay, when we schedule this one, right, we don't have anywhere. If there is a new vendor, okay, how the system is going to replicate a new vendor to under which group, vendor group, under which vendor group. Okay, the system won't. Here we have only one option from last update. That means in the business, right, what we will do, we will run every day night or every day morning. By every day morning we will maintain, or every 6 hours, or based on the business requirement we will schedule this one as a batch job. Okay, and here we are not providing, okay, whenever there is a new vendor in the SAP system, where that needs to be replicated, under which vendor group hierarchy, vendor group hierarchy, that can be done. That group hierarchy will be provided here. Okay, Rao, did I answer your question?
How is it knowing which backend system and everything? So this thing automatically knows where it is getting vendors from and everything, or it is just a little bit off of here? So this is doing not updating the vendors as well as creating the new vendors from.
Yeah, here we have a create a new suppliers too.
So then, if we run just this thing, would it have created all the suppliers from there for us instead of getting?
And that is this way, right? I was we schedule a batch job. It was taking care of all that. It was a sync with SAP to SRM system. Okay, how it works in detail programming level, I have no idea. As a functional analyst, okay, this configuration we did and it was working fine.
What I'm saying is, we have run another program to get the vendors, right?
Right. Get VD.
Even. So that is also creating a new suppliers which are in SAP into SRM, right?
Right.
This one is, we need to say if we don't do that, just run this, it will get the suppliers too.
This is, yeah, this is going to here we have an option whether create new suppliers to or not. That way it is going to take care. And here we have, right, 500034007, whatever it is, right? Based on this vendor group hierarchy. Okay, at this level what we are doing, what is the source system also. Okay, based on the source system, the program may take care from which systems vendor needs to be picked up.
Where are we setting that source system again?
Here,
in that
PPOCV. Yeah.
Okay. Hierarchy, vendor hierarchy.
Vendor hierarchy. Here we will have a vendor hierarchy level. What is the system alias per vendor and accounting system per vendor? Here we have a source system also, company code level. That okay, that way the program might have been developed. Okay, yeah. That's the reason the system is taking care without any issues. That is totally like in the programming level, right? SAP developer, the system program might have take care everything.
Yeah, what I was thinking was, so do we have to run even the first program to get the vendors? We ran the get vendor and
initial implementation we have to do that.
Okay.
Because otherwise, right, from that last update, the system is going to take care here. That's options, right? When we have a synchronization, somewhere we saw like last update or something.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
In the program, when we run this one from last update, we have option, or we can provide the dates range also.
Oh, okay. So that is the initial load and this is after that. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Sir, for the initial load, typically, I mean, say if you have like 5,000 vendors, typically how much time does that first load run or take to complete? Typically.
Here we will see whether, I think for BBP Gateway, we don't have a background job.
Okay.
For that reason, what we will do, we don't run everything at one stretch. We have a number like ranges, right? When we go to the BBP Gateway, here we don't have a variant option. That's the reason we cannot run this one as a background. But once we have, right, it may be a possibility to run the background or something here. No. We don't have option to run in the background. For that reason, what we can do, every 1,000 vendors or something, we will run partly.
Manually?
Yeah, manually. The initial implementation, cutover activities, we do this one.
Yeah, it's manual. Right.
Okay, if we have 5,000 vendors, we can do every 500 vendors, or it depends on the system memory and the system like hardware side also. Here we have only very little memory and processor and everything, right? One transaction is done in milliseconds. Okay, that way it may take 1 hour or something or 2 hours. Okay, based on that one, basis people what they will do, the they may give 3 hours or 4 hours, like maximum time or something. They set the parameters, the program, how long that can run in the foreground. In the cutover activities, they might keep like a high for this kind of programs if it takes more time. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, this is the vendor master data, how we can have in the SAP to SRM system. Any questions on today's discussion? See, these are the very important. Pardon?
I have one suggestion, because this all this configuration we are not, I don't think we can capture it in the note. Would it be possible to record the session for you and send it to us so that it will be good for us to reference back when we are doing it again?
Yeah. I have a record. I am doing recording. I will send this information to you.
Thank you.
So my suggestion would be, don't share this audio or videos to all the people.
There is a need to change the address for that. So would it be recommended to start that process in the backend and then update it in SRM, or can I go physically into backend and then physically into SRM and update it?
See, that is advisable to change the backend system, because if we have a same address in both the systems, right? Sometimes in SAP SRM we have a shipping address will be maintained separately. In the backend, right, storage location or plant address is taken as a ship to address.
Right.
That way, right, better to have both in the sync. That it depends on the business only. Okay. For us, right, what we will do, we will run the job and we will update. For us, right, we don't need to repeat the same address information in the SAP SRM system again. Only we have to run that job, we can do that. And that address related one, okay, here we have a transaction code /BP. BP we have. Okay, when I provide this, here I am going to take the example of vendor master data. Okay, when you go here, we have an option address information also here. Even for vendor like a plant also we can have this based on business partner. We can display that business partner here. Go to change mode, you can change this one. Especially for vendor master data, we will have a contact person. Contact person.
Okay.
Okay, contact person will be assigned to the somewhere. I don't remember exactly. Okay, next session I will show that one where we can assign the supplier and vendor contact or person information.
Okay, thanks.
Any questions in today's session? These are the very important as a SRM functional consultant.